You took out a loan to help your mother, and now it's up to me to pay. Honey, aren't you mixing things up? His wife sneered. Ina came home after a long day at work. As soon as she walked through the door, she knew something was wrong. Sergei was sitting at the table, eyes fixed on his phone, his face closed off, eyebrows furrowed. Hi, said Ina as she took off her jacket. Why do you look like that? Sergei looked up at her, hesitated for a second, then replied in a heavy voice, my mother called. Ina went to the kitchen and opened the refrigerator. Valentina Stepanovna called often. That wasn't unusual, but from her husband's tone, she immediately sensed that this wasn't an ordinary conversation. And what did she want? She asked, grabbing a yogurt. Sergei rubbed his face with his hands, then leaned back against his chair. She's in big trouble, really big trouble. Ina gently closed the fridge and turned toward him. When her mother-in-law talked about problems, it always meant a disaster. What kind of problem? She sat down across from him. Sergei ran a hand through his hair, took a deep breath, and finally said, she got scammed. She invested all her savings in a so-called cryptocurrency platform. They promised her huge profits, quick money. In the end, she lost 800,000 rubles. And then, those scammers convinced her to take out a loan of 1.5 million to reinvest. Everything disappeared. Ina froze, her spoon suspended halfway to her mouth. 800,000 plus 1.5 million, 2,300,000 rubles. Wait, she said slowly. Your mother took out a loan of 1.5 million on her own. At her age, they made her believe she would get back much more, replied Sergei, avoiding her gaze. They pressured her to act quickly. She panicked. She thought it was her chance. Ina set the yogurt back on the table. Her husband wasn't telling her everything. Her mother-in-law hadn't called just to tell her about her misfortune. And now? She asked. Sergei clenched his fists. The bank is demanding payments. Interest is accruing every day. Mom can't manage with her pension. She's asking for help. That's it. Ina pressed her lips together. Of course, Valentina Stepanovna always found a way to shift her problems onto her son's shoulders. Sergei, Ina began cautiously, your mother is an adult. She's the one who decided to invest in a shady scheme. She's the one who signed for that loan. It's her responsibility. Sergei suddenly lifted his head. Annoyance flashed in his eyes. She's my mother. I can't leave her alone with a debt like that. No one is telling you to abandon her, replied Ina. But to pay back more than 2 million for her, do you realize what that means? Yes, he cut in sharply. And I've already decided. I'm going to take out a loan and pay off her debt. At these words, Ina felt a sudden chill pierce her chest. A loan, yet another one. And this time to cover her mother-in-law's madness. Have you gone crazy? She asked. Her voice was louder than she intended. We've only just started saving for the down payment on our future apartment. We have a plan. And you want to sacrifice everything to fix your mother's mistake? Sergei stood up abruptly. His chair scraped against the floor. My mother's mistake? He repeated. You talk as if she were a stranger. Don't you understand? She risks lawsuits, bailiffs, collection calls. So what? Ina shot back, standing up as well. She is an adult, aware, responsible. Why should we have to pay for her naivety? Sergei's face turned red. Because I will never let my mother fall. Don't you know what a family is? A family, Ina replied coldly. It's when you make decisions together, not when one decides for both. Were you just planning to inform me, or did you intend to ask for my opinion? Sergei turned away and walked to the window. The silence lasted several seconds. Ina understood immediately. He had already decided without her, as always, whenever it came to his mother. I'll go to the bank tomorrow, he finally said without turning around. I'll submit the application. Mom can't live with this debt. Ina closed her eyes for a moment. She already felt that nothing good would come of this situation. Very well, she said in a low but firm voice. Do as you wish, but remember one thing. This is your decision, and the consequences will be yours. Sergei turned around surprised. What do you mean? That I won't pay for this loan, she replied clearly. You take it out alone, you pay it back alone. He let out a short, dry laugh. We're married, Ina. Your money is our money. No, she replied immediately. My money is my money. I'm saving it for our future. I won't throw it into the abyss dug by your mother. Sergei's face hardened. So to you, my mother is a stranger. Her problems are the result of her own choices, Ina said without wavering. And I'm warning you right now, I won't pay for anything. The discussion ended there with no agreement, no compromise. A week later the loan was signed, 2,500,000 rubles at 20% annual interest. Sergei proudly announced that his mother's debt was now fully repaid. Valentina Stepanovna cried on the phone, thanked her son, and promised she would pay him back every kopeck as soon as possible. As for Ina, she didn't believe it for a second. The first month passed without incident. Sergei paid the installment with his salary. It was tight, but he managed. Ina kept working and put her own income into a separate account. A silence had settled between them. Then, in the second month, everything fell apart. One afternoon, Sergei came home earlier than expected. His face was gray. I've been laid off, he said, collapsing onto the couch. Staff cuts. As of today, I'm out of work. Ina stood motionless in the middle of the room. Laid off, his salary was supposed to cover the loan taken out for his mother. Will you get severance pay? She asked. 3 months' salary, he replied. That will cover 3 installments. After that, I don't know. Ina sat down across from him. After that was the real problem. 3 months would go by quickly and the loan wouldn't just disappear. You need to start looking for work right away, she said. I've already started, and he did start looking. He sent out resumes, went to interviews, and each time came back with a new excuse or another rejection. The weeks went by, then the months. The severance pay dwindled before their eyes. One evening, after yet another failed interview, Sergei walked into the kitchen where Ina was making dinner. We need to talk, he said. She kept chopping the vegetables. About what? Money? The next payment is in a week. I have nothing left. I can't pay. Ina slowly set the knife down on the cutting board. She knew this moment would come. And what do you suggest? She asked without turning around. You have savings, he replied in a lower voice. You were saving up for the apartment. I know there's more than 1 million in your account. Ina, we have to use that money. She finally turned around and looked him straight in the eye. No, she said calmly. Sergei blinked as if he hadn't heard. What do you mean, no? I won't touch my savings to pay back a loan you took out without my consent. I warned you it was your decision, so it's your responsibility. Despair flickered in Sergei's eyes. You don't understand. If I don't pay, there will be penalties, extra interest, maybe even a lawsuit. A lawsuit against whom? Ina asked. For you. The loan is in your name. I didn't sign any documents. He clenched his fists. We're a family. Your money is our money. When you took out that loan, you didn't ask for my opinion, she replied. So no, it's not our problem. It's yours. He began pacing nervously in the kitchen. I can't believe you're refusing to help me at a time like this. I'm refusing to pay for your mother's foolishness, Ina said sharply. She got herself into this mess on her own, and you decided to save her. I didn't take part in any of this. He spun around toward her abruptly, his eyes filled with anger. So you don't care about me, about our family? It's not that I don't care, Ina said, folding her arms, but I refuse to let you drag me into the financial pit you dug yourself. Sergei eventually found a small job as a delivery man in the evenings, but it wasn't enough. One weekend morning during breakfast, he brought it up again. I found a solution, he said. I'll earn a bit with the deliveries, and you'll use your salary for the loan. That way we'll manage. Ina slowly lifted her eyes from her cup. My salary? Yes, he replied, as if it were obvious. I'll pay for the daily expenses and you'll cover the loan. For a few seconds, there was complete silence. Then Ina set down her cup, looked at him intently, and gave a cold smile. You took out a loan to help your mother, and now it's up to me to pay. Darling, aren't you getting things mixed up? Sergei flinched. What's so shocking about that? I'm not going to be your family's cash cow, Ina replied, standing up. Your mother got scammed, that's her problem. You wanted to play the hero, that's your problem. But me, I won't pay. He stood up abruptly in turn, nearly knocking over his chair. How can you say that? I need your help. What you call help isn't help, she said coldly. It's exploitation. I'm not trying to exploit you. I'm trying to save the situation. The situation you created? He slammed his fist on the table. You're selfish. After everything I've done for you, you refuse me such a small effort. Ina let out a short, bitter laugh.